really found my,
Sorry.
oh, okay. It's okay. It's okay. I was just confused for a second. Um, I think with this inner healing and stuff, especially like tying on to what Caitlin was saying about basically trying to strip your ego. I feel like I can kind of figure out what I actually want to do, like what makes me feel grounded and present, makes my life better now versus just doing things to not be seen as a failure or just to not just to run away from the childhood wounds that you've been just running away from for, God knows how long. Um, so yeah, that's all I had to input right now.
Incredible. It's always so good. Anyone else? Thomas, I know you've got something up your sleeve. You're making big sacrifices right now.
Yeah, I just saw one of his sacrifices walking by behind his chair.
Not gonna sacrifice that,
No, not sacrificing, but
but
some of the
making
things.
sacrifices.
Yeah, yeah. He knows what I mean.
The purpose, yeah, this week I've been focused on like I've kind of stopped the building process and started like the mass outreach process. And like the biggest thing for me is just like hitting that send button. Like the I'll just go through, prepping an email, and then I'll get into this mindset of like, you know what? I don't know if I'm like this is a worthwhile person. Like, I don't know if I'm worthwhile enough to be reaching out to this person. And yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And like, um, I've kind of tried to like take on this mindset of like, right now, my goal should be to fail as much as possible so that I can get to those successes sooner. And like framing those reach out messages as worst case scenario, it's a failure that leads to success. So that way you look at it as no matter what, it's a step in the right direction for building what I'm building. Um, and just so yeah, that's been my like last few weeks is switching from that let's build my confidence in my brand to all right, now that I have that, let's keep it and be able to outreach with it. And even on days where that brand doesn't feel confident, still going through the emotions of doing the outreach, um, taking the losses and, getting enough of those losses built up so you get some wins. So I'm trying to get one of those posters that right in front of my screen that's like fail enough so you can succeed kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like that
Yeah.
that 10th email or that 100th email, like that's where your yes is at. I
Right.
don't know what the
So
quote
you
is,
kinda,
but you get it.
yeah, and you can't get there without the 99. So
Yeah.
like getting those 99 cents is hard and not hitting delete draft on anything. Like even the stuff where you're like, there's no way this will, you know, pique anyone's interest at this business or this person sending it anyway, and just kind of shooting your shot.
I don't
So
know how spiritual you are of a person, but like I have become one through this process, like big
yeah,
time. And I will try to like either like infuse energetically, like good intention, or like put a prayer into it or ask God to like be in the message that I've sent or just in my energy as I show up every day. And like I mean, I don't know if you are about that or not, but I highly recommend it, even if you just like start a little bit, because like the the person that you're meant to reach will get that vibe and that feeling out of the email or the outreach that you send.
definitely. I'm definitely, yeah, the energy part of that. Like I'm trying to lean into like less salesy emails and like trying to put, if I can get excited about this, that can get put into the email. So like doing outreach or not outreach, research on all these places, like hyping myself up about the business I'm reaching out to, I feel like helps when you write the email because it's naturally that energy comes through, like you said. Um, yeah, so like making a process out of it, taking the time to learn who you're outreaching to and building up that energy so that when you send that email, it's
Yeah.
got it's got that interest and that energy in there. Yeah. I can
Yeah.
like in the different email drafts, like the first email I sent weeks ago versus the one I would send today is, I'm like figuring out what's the right voice for my emails that has that energy. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely agree with that and get that.
I love that. For
Yeah.
me, and I bet Sierra can tag along with this, but like, we're both in the cannabis space. So like I'm an accountant. So like I can serve all kinds of people, but I was passionate about helping essentially, like, again, very direct criminal, like black market people coming into the legal market and learning how to run a legitimate business. So like I was able to show up with passion, and I've been reminded lately that there are still people out there that need that. And there's still like, because I'm seasoned, so I kind of like peaked, and then I was like, ugh, like this is just exhausting. There's so much happening in this industry. And then like I've been reminded so strongly because I've been infusing like the energy and the prayer and the source connection. Like I've been reminded that there are big clients that still have no idea how to run a legitimate business. Kenny.
Yeah, there's a book that I read called The Code of the Extraordinary Mind by Vishen. He's a guy that wrote Mind Valley or Lakini or yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm really from Maine. So, but it's essentially goes through the stuff that you were talking about, Abigail, about how like he actually has like this sales pitch that he kind of like went through, and as he's like sharing his story and dissects like the energetics behind like what he was putting in and just like the prayer that he was putting out, like, if basically if this is a good fit and everything is alignment for, our highest and best good, basically, like, then, please let this come to me. Please let this sale go through. And he noticed that he was making like incredible sale, like hitting incredible sales goals, and he like shifted his trajectory of like where he was headed within like a very short time frame. But it's a really good book. It's really worth either a listen on audiobook or a read, because it helped me a lot when I was going through that mind, getting in that right mindset and like trying to accept all of the no's that you're that you're trying to like get closer to, because when you're in the sales game, it is very hard to kind of keep your head in the game.
We're all in the sales game, every one
Yeah.
of us here.
Yeah.
I would say.
Kenny.
Yeah, first of all, Sierra, I really appreciate you sharing that. I think there's a lot of value in that book, so if you can, feel free to send that over.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah, but just to kind of relate it back to the theme again, right? So I suppose with every sacrifice comes a gain as well, right? Depending on the level or the intention behind the sacrifice. So let's say, yeah, you're sacrificing time, right? But you're going out of your way to help your client, right? Or to educate them, right? To make sure that by the end of the day, when they're done, utilizing your service, they have a new and better way to either provide for their family or grow their business, right? Um, so yeah, I suppose what you gain from the sacrifice matters just as much as the sacrifice itself.
Trusting also that in the sacrifices, you'll be rewarded at least 10 times.
So good.
Yeah, it's a good
so
one.
good. Yeah, no,
Not
I
an
honestly,
original.
literally, I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh no, you can see it.
No. Oh wait,
Okay.
I can see the bottom of it.
I can see the bottom of it.
A little bit. No. Okay, I'm just gonna read it. I
Read
look
it.
really weird doing that, but okay.
Yeah.
What
You kind of
I
disappeared for a
have
second.
here, it's a quote, and it says, "I trust the next chapter because I know the author."
Yes.
Ooh,
And
that's a good one.
when Thomas Point, and I know this sound like really cheesy, but I do affirmations. I do affirmations, and if anything, it's like part of my business plan. I read it every single day. and it fires me up. And the first thing I'm doing, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I'm sorry, I don't know who else is a faith believer, but I'm here with faith, right? Whatever God you believe in, believe in something, But I've been like, thank you, Jesus, for allowing me to wake up this morning, and thank you, Jesus, for letting me be the vessel to help people and help myself, and allow me to be the servant to my community, right? Love by neighbor, and you know, we're like it's like a cheesy thing to say like do your affirmations, but no, it's not just cheesy. It's also just that fuel. Like I'm equipped to send this email because I know that they need and deserve this process, that this need that I'm doing. I'm equipped because these I love what I do and I know that's gonna help. Like I'm equipped. And the only thing that stood out to me is like God doesn't put anything on your heart if it isn't for a reason. And if it's in your heart, it's for a reason. And if it's on your heart, you got to plan an action. And if you don't act, he's going to give it to someone else.
Mhm.
That's what I feel like in that sacrifice, like listening to what's really true and what's not, and separating that voice because again, like that negative thought is a parasite.
Gold. That was
Amen.
gold. Yeah.
I've definitely seen how when you don't get what you want, you get 10 times more. I've seen that happen very recently where something happened to me and I was like, God, why didn't you warn me? Like, why didn't I have this warning? Like, I could have avoided this. And I'm at this point right now where had I not gone through what I went through, I wouldn't be at the level right now. Where I wouldn't have had to do, like, I wouldn't have been aware of certain parts of me that were not being addressed. And that situation, brought it to the surface. And that was very stressful in that period of time. But it's like when you pray for something and then you're like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? But then it actually ends up working so much better. It's happened so many times to me. So um, I wanted to add on in terms of faith, but also I believe that no matter what, like I think if you never give up, um, you'll find what you're looking for.
I think bringing that back to sacrifice, I've recently been through some really challenging personal times as well. And like in the moment, you're like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Like, this is the worst thing that could be happening to me. But at the end of it, it was a blessing. And you might be sacrificing things that you don't realize you're sacrificing until you're through it. And I mean, I wouldn't be hosting this event if it weren't for the nightmare life that I was living for 4 years. Like that brought me to this point where I was like, I need to start building a community and I need to start engaging in high level conversations. And it's not very easy to do when you live in very rural parts of Maine. I mean, I don't even have like a gas attendant at my gas stations. Like there are days, many days in a row where I'm only talking to my dog. So I listened to universe, source, whatever the words are. Someone recently used the word Gus to me, God, universe, source. I really like that because it's kind of all encompassing for everybody. Um, and this is what came out of it. And like just the connections that are being made and like again, sacrificing like most of the time as I'm leading into this meeting, I'm like, dreading it. Every week I'm like, oh, like I don't want to have to show up for these people. But like the minute I get on here, I might be like drained energetically, like at 6:55. And then 7 o'clock comes on and I'm like, this is so much fun. And like I remember why I'm here and showing up consistently, whether you want to or not, is like where the magic starts to happen. For sure.
100%. That's powerful. And she's right. The more she shows up, the more we have these conversations, the more we kind of start to weed out, like who belongs in the community and who should be in another community, to put it as
Yeah.
delicately as possible. But yeah, this is a very safe space. This is all real conversations. Um, and the way that Abigail has it set up, everybody already has their info in the chat. So if you like something somebody said, hey, shoot them a connection. It's that
Mm-hmm.
easy.
Yeah, I've had to make some hard decisions about not letting people return. They're just not bringing, they're not allowing space for others, or they're really only bringing them, you know, they're not selfish. I mean, we all have like an element of that at the end of the day, but like some people are show up just to pitch. And when they realize like that opportunity isn't here, they I've had people like get irritated in the chat or like say something out loud. I'm just like, dude, like this is a free event. Like you do not need to sit here if you're not getting anything out of it. But like there's, you know, there have been some hard decisions, like people that I like as an individual, but they're not a good fit for this community for whatever reason. Um, that's a go-to. That's a go-to in my sales pitch too. If I find a client like really wants to work with me and like just something energetically isn't right, this is not a good fit. Usually that makes them want it more. Like it is such a hard sell, but like this is not a good fit. They're like, but. And I'm like, no, 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 no. So learning that phrase and learning that approach, like that energetically takes a lot out of you, but like the more you practice it, the better you get at it. And like it's really empowering to be able to say, I don't need your business. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
Anyone?
And I appreciate you saying that, Abigail. Because I kind of started out when I got here like Roxalana, right? I wasn't sure what this was. Which is why I'm grateful this is your first business networking event. Because you are in the right place, right? And anybody else who got some value out of today's conversation, you are also in the right place. So I just want to reassure you, yeah, this is a good place to be. Abigail's a great host.
Thanks.
I'm a great sometimes co-host. I'm
Yeah.
there's no
I
title on
consider
it.
you to be co-host.
I'm just a guy. I'm just but
I don't think other online networking events are a lot like this. Honestly, I haven't attended any. I've attended online like seminars and free things. But I found what I've heard, the feedback I've been given is that, and some people have given me the feedback to allow more of this, which I am politely declining. Um, Either the host will like really pitch their product like really hard for a good 15-20 minutes and then open it up to like questions, and it's really not even a networking event, it's like someone just on their soapbox. Or it's like a round robin with the pitches or breakout rooms, which, you know, I have on average anywhere from like 140 to 200 people signing up for this event. Like today there was 130 people sign up, and like, you know, smaller turnout, which is fine, but I've had bigger turnouts, and I get a little nervous like, oh, am I gonna have to do breakout rooms? But like that's not who I am as a host, and I don't want to like alienate or isolate anybody's personalities. Like I really want an opportunity for everybody to speak up if they want to, listen if they don't want to. Like I just want everybody to get to know one another. And if you're put in a breakout room and you really just want to be there and listen, like that's putting you on the spot. And I just want everybody to feel comfortable. So it's been an interesting few months of lessons. But it's been good. Anyone else have anything they would like to contribute about sacrifices?
Being outgoing. Outgoing is tough, and cold calls sucks. Getting told no or just getting cussed at sucks. But because we're got such a bad reputation as a salesperson, like they just don't even want to hear it, especially since I sell like AI, then they especially start to freak out. It's like, I'm good with AI stuff. But I realized like really like having that helping energy really change a person mood and really like, oh, this person cares about me. He's not just selling me something like terrible or, not really gonna help me. And that's even like what I had to do like to get this job. Like I really like digged in deep to what they do and actually making sure like, are you helping people? Like I even asked them that like straight up in the interview, like, are you actually helping people? Like I have to be real like that because I just don't want to mess up somebody dreams of being a bigger business And so yeah.
I feel you on
Yeah,
that.
that's a big risk to
The
take. Go
sales
ahead, Tom.
call. I one of my first pitches was my a really close friend of mine, like probably one of my closest friends. Um, he lives in another state now, so we only see each other on phone or Discord at night over gaming. But he got a job at another friend of ours' company. So he's the sales guy, and he's closer to my friend than I am. So anyway, in the early days of my business, I was like, oh, well, maybe I could, offer them like a super low priced, product. And so I called him just kind of ask about it. And originally, my business was in the early days very centered on AI as well. And I made that initial pitch, and it was like an immediate like shutdown, and it was like it was just terrifying. Like he's like, no, you're not gonna, we're not really looking to get into AI. I don't really think I would even give that idea to him. You should probably figure out like what it is you're selling first. I was like, dude, I'm like a close friend. I'm just trying to like. I even told him I was like, hey, can I like practice a pitch on you? And so, yeah, it was a terrifying experience, but um, like from that, I learned like, okay, that's not a person I should be pitching to. If I'm going to be selling something that's, forward thinking, don't take it personally when somebody who your product clearly isn't tailored for shuts you down. So yeah, I feel it, man. I haven't done a phone call sales pitch yet. I've gone back to email just because of that one experience. So I feel you that like making those calls is terrifying. I totally feel that. So yeah, I'm
That's
hoping to get
rough.
back to I'm hoping to get back to being able to make those sales calls after,
Yeah.
being destroyed by my friend from that experience. But yeah,
It toughens you up though, and you definitely, it sounds like you learned something out of it. Like you knew who at least you were able to like take some, market and narrow down your target. They're not part of it. So like
right.
there's one win
Yeah,
in that situation. And like
yeah,
you got all the no's out, so you know what to look for and how to answer them,
yeah.
you know.
Can I
Wendell, thank you
also,
for
oh,
joining in
sorry.
too, by the way. Sorry. I just want to commend you for piping in. Welcome.
Thank
Sierra.
No, I was just going to share with Thomas. I just read something online the other day about how it was a quote that stated about how if you don't like sharing business ideas about basically not sharing business ideas with friends and family because almost 100% of the time they're not going to want to see you win. Like it's so interesting to hear, but that has been my experience that like if you have like friends or family that are just you never know what's going on in their head, right? Like you never know their like whatever psychologically has happened to them, like whatever hopes and dreams that maybe they have that like there's some idea that maybe you're stealing some hope or dream that they might have for themselves that they're not confident enough to go out and
Yeah,
pursue themselves. So how you're gonna have so much more success like trying to sell your product to strangers than you are ever going to try to get your friends or family on board. And once you can kind of like shift that thought process in your mind, I think it can help a lot. I've been doing sales since like 2013, so I've been in the sales game for a very long time, and I've had like two friends in this whole entire time ever refer me to someone that was actually like a successful like business transaction. It's just for some
wow.
reason it just doesn't ever happen.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because he became like he's also a aspiring entrepreneur. So it was like
Yeah.
it felt really weird to just like have my thing totally shut down by
Mhm.
this guy who has always been the go-to entrepreneur person. But like my first few weeks after that, like my motivation was fueled by this idea of I'm gonna prove him wrong.
I love
Like
that.
it was crazy how it shifted from, oh yeah, he'd be a cool person,
Right.
to like get one client from to this is now the one guy
Right.
that's
I love that so
gonna
much.
fuel my first month of success. Like if I'm gonna succeed, this first month is gonna be just to show him that he missed out.
That's so
It's
good.
no longer my motivation, but yeah, that first month it was crazy.
Yeah.
That was the motivation fuel. So super.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably the
Uh,
last friend I will probably try to pitch to.
That's
yeah.
fair.
No, but it's all right, man. Like, every step is a necessary step.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I can care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that
Uh,
being said, guys. Oh, sorry. Did you want to say something?
yeah, yeah. I just want to add something to that guy. And mark my words, okay? When you share ideas or your upcoming business startups with people in general, in your mind, it releases dopamine that making you feel more motivated that you have done that project, okay? And keep it secret until you take or until you've done the first step and prove it. Nobody's gonna help you unless you help unless you help yourself first. Got it?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Mohammed, I appreciate you ending on a high note because I actually have a quote for the night for everybody based on the theme. Uh,
Love it. Let's
tonight's
go.
quote is from Napoleon Hill, who says, "Great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice and is never the result of selfishness."
That's amazing.
100%.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. You guys, this is always amazing. Even if I have low energy coming into it, I do not leave that way. I will have to calm I usually like ritualize doing the dishes after these calls because I'm so wound up. My mind is racing so much. I have to like go do something boring and mundane. Um, on that note, we're here every week, 7 o'clock. It's already listed on Eventbrite. I'm pretty sure like everything is listed right out through November. So I'll be here. August, we're going to be discussing business intuition. So your intuition as you start a business or run your business or how you're leading and showing up that way. I'll send an email recap out tomorrow at some point. I've been kind of delayed. I've got some new processes going on, so sometimes they've been Monday or Tuesday. But nonetheless, they will be out at some point, and in there will be an opportunity to link with me directly. And I'd love for everybody to follow me on socials. I am not on LinkedIn. Oldwoods.biz services is my Instagram. That's pretty much
Yeah, me neither.
only place I show up. Yeah, good, good.
I dislike LinkedIn at all. It makes me
Yeah.
disappointed. I know at the time I feel like I have no value to add. It's fierce
I mean, I know a
competition.
lot of people use LinkedIn, but I just feel like it's everybody's trying to sell something on there. Themselves or whatever. So I try to just show up with intuition on Instagram and like drop some knowledge, whatever's going on in my life that week or with my clients. Like I just like to share little bits of. So feel free, I'll drop it in the chat.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
I can find my mouse.
yeah, I'm gonna follow you,
Um,
man.
Thank you guys. Tonight's
you're
conversation was well needed.
welcome.
Thank you. Seriously.
Yeah, I hope to see you back again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Caitlin, Roxalana, Sierra, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you guys for hosting this.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
pleasure, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Thank you, Abigail, as always.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. I'll see you next
Thomas,
week.
my man, we got to connect.
Yep.
Yeah, for
Yes,
real.
sir.
Couple of
Yep.
people before y'all get up out of here. I would love to have a conversation with you, Kenny, Roxalana, and if you just see Javaris, named Javaris Savell, that's me. So don't be
Can
Absolutely.
Kenny's got a coffee chat link. I'm
Yeah,
just
feel
gonna
free to grab
shout
that.
that
It's in the
out.
chat.
He's a
Okay, what's that?
genius. It's right up at the top, probably.
Yeah, I
Um,
see. Yeah, I see. Calendly. I see.
Kenny's really good at that. And if you need some inspo, I suggest you get a coffee chat link. I know, by the way, Google Calendar has that option if you're a G Suite user,
Yep.
which I am. I was using Calendly, but then Google allows it. So that'll be in my email recap too. But if you've got one of those, drop them. And I'm always available too via email, like the email that you get from me as a recap, you can respond to that. That's me on the other end, real life person.
Most
I know
definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Abigail and
sometimes,
I, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Abigail and I are always available for you guys if you guys ever want to have a coffee chat. 100%.
Yes. Love it. Love the coffee chats. All right, everyone. Make sure you do connect, and I'm gonna end the meeting if everybody's ready.
All right, have a good night,
Having
everyone.
us.
See you
Good
guys.
night. Thank you
Night.
so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you. So awesome. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Mohammed, thank you for showing up. It was great having you. Good night.